You've been ignored, dismissed, written off, and you've let it happen. You've been living in a delusion, some thinking the world owes you something, thinking your time would come if you just waited long enough. Well, let me wake you up. The world doesn't give a damn about you. It doesn't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your dreams. It's indifferent. It moves forward whether you're ready or not. For years you've been hiding behind comfort, behind the lie that you have more time, that tomorrow will be your day. Well, newsflash, tomorrow is a lie. Today is the only day that matters. And right now, you're invisible. No one cares what you've done. No one respects your pain until you show them you're stronger than it. The world only respects power. The world only respects results. You can't sit back anymore and expect someone to notice you. You have to demand respect. You have to force the world to listen, to see you, to bow to you. You thought you could coast through life, taking shortcuts, skipping the hard work, letting others pass you by. You thought that lazy moment, that half-hearted effort wouldn't matter. You were wrong. Because here's the truth, no one cares. They won't listen until they see the fire in your eyes, until they see the unbreakable will in your actions. You are nothing but a whisper in the crowd, until you prove you deserve to be heard. Until you stop making excuses and start making results. You've wasted enough time being weak. You've let fear control you, let procrastination choke your potential. And now the moment of reckoning has arrived. Now, it's time to make a choice, rise or stay invisible. There is no middle ground. You either step into the fire and burn away the weakness, or you fade into the shadows where no one will ever notice you. The truth is hard, but it's the only truth that matters. You can't keep pretending you have time. You don't. Not unless you take control right now. The world isn't waiting for you to get ready. It's waiting for you to show up. So ask yourself, are you ready to rise? Because if you aren't, no one will ever listen. No one will care. And you'll die in silence. The clock is ticking. Get moving or get lost. Time to face the truth. You've been weak. You've been hiding behind comfort, pretending everything's okay, telling yourself that tomorrow or next week, or some vague point in the future, you'll get serious. But here's the ugly reality, tomorrow never comes. You've been lying to yourself. You've been telling yourself you deserve a break, that you're too tired, too stressed, too busy. You've convinced yourself that you're doing enough. But you're not. You're lying to yourself, and it's time to stop. It's time to break the facade and face the fact that you're the one holding yourself back. You've been pretending you're too busy to improve, too comfortable to break out of your routine. But deep down, you know you're afraid. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of being judged. Afraid of looking weak. But guess what? That's the very thing keeping you weak. Fear doesn't care about your feelings. Fear doesn't care if you're scared to fail. Fear doesn't care if you've been through hard times. Fear is ruthless, and it controls you every single day. You've been letting it control your actions, your decisions, your entire life. Fear has kept you on the sidelines, too scared to take risks, too scared to push yourself, too scared to fail. But failure is part of the game. You want to be great. You want the respect you're begging for. Then you need to fail. You need to get used to it. Failure is your teacher. It's not your enemy, it's the fire that forges you into something unbreakable. But right now, you're running from it. You're hiding behind excuses. And every time you do, you get weaker. You let yourself believe the lies, it's not that bad. I'll get to it tomorrow. You let yourself believe it, and it keeps you stuck. You're not a victim. No one's stopping you but you. It's time to face your weaknesses head on. It's time to stop pretending. Your failures don't define you, how you rise from them does. And if you don't face them now, if you don't confront your weakness with the brutal truth, then you'll stay stuck. You'll keep sinking deeper while everyone else rises. Time to stop blaming the world. Time to stop blaming others. The truth is, you are the problem. But here's the good news, you are also the solution. You have everything it takes to change. You've just been too comfortable in your weakness to act. No more excuses. Time to burn away everything that's held you back. It's time to rise or stay invisible forever. The choice is yours. You're standing at the edge now. The weight of your own weakness is crashing down on you, and you can't escape it. Every lie you've told yourself, every moment you've wasted is standing in front of you, daring you to face it. You can't run anymore. You can't pretend that everything will magically get better. It's all right here, right now. You've been living in a false reality for so long, trying to justify your fear, your hesitation, your laziness. But that ends today. You've been weak, and now you have to decide. You have two choices: break or break through. You've reached the breaking point. This is where most people quit. They fold. They let their fear win. They let their weakness define them, because it's easier than fighting back. They look at the struggle and say, I can't. They give up, and they stay small, trapped in a prison of their own making. But you're not most people. You're different. You're the one who will fight. You're the one who will turn this pain, this struggle, this moment of weakness into something greater. This is where you choose to either rise or fall forever. The truth, your biggest enemy isn't the world. It's not your past. It's not even your circumstances. Your biggest enemy is the version of you that refuses to fight. It's the voice that says it's too hard. It's the voice that says you'll never make it. That voice is your enemy. And if you listen to it, you'll stay right where you are stuck, broken and weak. But if you ignore it, if you turn your back on that voice and push through the pain, you become something else. You become unstoppable. You become the version of yourself that you've always dreamed of being. You become the force that the world has no choice but to respect. You can stay small, or you can grow. You can stay in your weakness, or you can build an unbreakable mind. This is your moment, your defining moment. You either rise from this stronger than you've ever been, or you stay the same. You've wasted enough time. It's time to choose. You've chosen to rise, haven't you? You're done with the excuses, done with hiding behind your fear. You've stepped into the arena, and there's no turning back. But now comes the hardest part, proving you're more than just words. You have to live it. You can't just talk about change, you need to be the change. And let me tell you something, you won't find it in comfort. You won't find it in ease. You won't find it in the places you've been hiding all this time. Strength is forged in the fire. Mental fortitude is built through relentless struggle, and you're about to endure a trial that will either break you or mold you into a weapon. You have to become obsessed with your growth. Your mind, your body, your soul, everything must be shaped to be unbreakable. This isn't about making small improvements. This is about completely annihilating weakness from the inside out. It's about creating a mindset that will carry you through any storm, any obstacle, any failure. You'll face pain, you'll face exhaustion, you'll face every temptation to quit, but that's when you will grow. When your body is screaming, when your mind is screaming, and every part of you wants to quit, that is when you push harder. That is when you break through. This is where you turn into the unstoppable force you were meant to be. This is where you build the resilience that will carry you through the darkest times. Don't listen to anyone who tells you to slow down, to take it easy. They're weak. They don't understand what it takes to truly rise. You don't have time for their voices. You're focused, you're driven. Every day you push harder. Every day you sacrifice more. And every day you get stronger. The world will challenge you. It will throw everything at you: doubt, fear, exhaustion, but it's only going to make you more dangerous. You're becoming a force, and nothing, not pain, not failure, not weakness can stop you anymore. This is the turning point. You've crossed into the realm of the unbreakable, and now you will never ever back down. There's no turning back now. You've crossed the line, and you are no longer the person who hesitated, who made excuses, who was afraid of the battle. That version of you is dead. You've emerged from the fire stronger, sharper, and untouchable. You've put in the work, you've felt the burn. And now, it's time to embrace the truth. You are the weapon. There's no opponent who can break you, no obstacle that can stop you, and no situation that can shake your foundation. You've become something the world can't ignore. You've become someone who will not be moved, no matter what life throws your way. The mental toughness you've built is a shield that nothing can pierce, and your discipline is the blade that cuts through every challenge. You are relentless. You are unstoppable. You are the storm that nothing can withstand. When you walk into a room, people feel it. When you step onto the battlefield of life, your presence is undeniable. You've built a reputation, not with words, but with actions. You've proven, over and over again, that nothing will break you. You don't just survive, you dominate. Your mind is no longer a prison. Your body is no longer weak. You've become the embodiment of power, and the world now has to bend to your will. But here's the thing. This is just the beginning. You haven't even scratched the surface of what you can achieve. You've built a foundation, but the real work is only starting. Now that you know what you're capable of, there is no limit to your growth. You will keep pushing. You will keep expanding. You will keep rising until nothing can touch you. The choice is gone. You've made it. You've proven your worth. You are the unstoppable force. You are the weapon. And the world is yours for the taking. But don't stop. Don't even think about stopping. Because the moment you stop, the moment you rest, you start losing. And you've come too far to lose now. Keep moving. Keep conquering. Keep proving to the world that there is nothing that can break you. This is where most people break. They've come this far, built this strength, but they hesitate now, unsure whether they have what it takes to keep going. But let me tell you something, this is not where you pause. This is where you prove to yourself that you are unbreakable. You're standing at the peak of your transformation, but the world doesn't stop. Your battle doesn't end here. The world doesn't give you a trophy for surviving. It doesn't hand you a reward for facing the storm. The world only respects one thing: continuity. It respects those who rise and keep rising. Those who push and keep pushing. Those who fall, get back up, and rise even higher. This is the true test of your strength, the ability to keep going when every part of you wants to quit. When the pain gets unbearable. When doubt creeps back in. When exhaustion threatens to drown you. This is where champions are made. This is where the weak fall and the strong continue. You have one final decision to make. Will you stop? Will you rest on the progress you've made? Or will you continue to push, no matter the cost, until nothing can ever stop you again? The moment you stop, you lose. The moment you slow down, you invite weakness back in. And you know that's not an option. You've come too far. You've endured too much. You've proven that you can face hell and rise from the ashes. And now the only way forward is up. You've earned the right to be here, and you won't give that up. You will never surrender, never retreat, never settle. The time for comfort is over. This is your fight. This is your war, and you will never stop. You rise, you fight, you conquer. Forever. There's nothing left to say. The truth is out. The reality is clear. You've been given every chance, every warning. And now it's time to decide. Will you rise, or will you stay weak? There's no middle ground. There's no more time to waste. You've heard the words. You've felt the pressure. And now you either act or you vanish. This is the final test. The final call. There are no more excuses, no more maybe tomorrow. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It doesn't care about your comfort, your fears, or your excuses. It only cares about results. The only thing that matters now is what you do with the fire inside you. You've been given the tools. You've been shown the way. And now you must choose, will you use them, or will you let them burn out? The clock is ticking. The world is moving. And the only thing standing between you and greatness is the decision you make right now. Will you rise, or will you stay small? trapped by your own weakness? The choice is yours and yours alone. Rise, or remain invisible forever. No one else can make this decision for you. This is your moment. This is your life. And only you have the power to make it legendary. So what will it be? Will you break, or will you break through? Your future starts now. Rise, or stay weak.